If you're considering buying an INEOS Grenadier or Grenadier Quartermaster, then this video might just be for you. That's because the Grenadier is more than just another 4x4. It's rugged, it's capable, and it's unapologetically purpose-built. But is it the right vehicle for you? Hi, my name's Josh, and in this video we'll break down the logical and illogical, emotional, reasons that you might want to buy a Grenadier, and why it really stands out in a pretty crowded marketplace of off-roaders. So let's get into it. First, the backstory, why the Grenadier exists. To understand why the Grenadier is special, we have to go back to its origin in 2016. When the Land Rover discontinued the original Defender, many off-road purists were left without a true utilitarian 4x4. British billionaire and off-road enthusiast Sir Jim Ratcliffe saw this as an opportunity to build a no-nonsense workhorse SUV, something that blends classic overlanding DNA with modern engineering. It's been said that the idea conceived with friends at his favorite pub in London called the Grenadier, thus the Grenadier was born. And since that time, INEOS actually bought the pub, and it's still run like a local, and it's certainly worth a visit if you're ever in London. I made a video about it and how to find it, which I'll include a link to in the description. So, logical reasons to buy the Grenadier. What are they? First, it's purpose-built, not marketing-built. Unlike mass-market 4x4s, the Grenadier was designed from the ground up for off-road durability. Ladder frame, chassis, solid rear axles, and a permanent four-wheel drive with up to 3 locking differentials. Things you won't find on every modern off-roader. Simplicity and repairability. No complex air suspension, no over-reliance on touchscreens. The Grenadier keeps it mechanically simple, so you have less to worry about when out in the field. BMW's bulletproof B57 diesel that's available in some countries and B58 gasoline engines add to the reliability factor. Now, there's some controversy around the simplicity aspect, as INEOS originally promoted that they were creating the Grenadier to be a vehicle that you could work on yourself, even mentioning that they would provide access to shop manuals. And I think they may have said that before knowing all the facts about modern engines and emission systems. They've yet to deliver a shop manual for the Grenadier, but I don't know if you can truly work on a BMW engine without some very sophisticated diagnostic tools and equipment, something you're also not likely to have out in the field. So I don't know if that's a promise not kept or just a reality check. Next, capability over luxury. With locking differentials, 2-speed transfer case, and a 7,700 pound towing capacity, this is not a mall crawler, even though it could certainly be used for that. The Grenadier is designed to work hard and to get you through the toughest terrain, even if you never go there. And I can fully confirm that my Grenadier is built like a tank and still quite very fun to drive. Next, no lifestyle gimmicks. Some modern 4x4s are built to sell an image. The Grenadier? Nobody ever heard about it before 2020, so it has to prove itself before it can develop that image to sell. So for now, it's built to deliver performance. Not removable doors, no Easter eggs, just a functional, tough, no-nonsense design, sometimes almost to its detriment. In fact, it's so down-to-earth that they almost forgot to market the thing to anybody outside of their core followers. So far, we've only seen one TV ad and very little else. According to INEOS, that's set to change in 2025, and INEOS Automotive is a young, rapidly growing company with many moving parts, so its owners sometimes cut them some slack or give them the benefit of the doubt if things promised take a while to materialize. But what about the flip side, which is, what are the illogical or emotional reasons to buy the Grenadier? Number one, it's a statement vehicle. No two ways about it. Driving a Grenadier says something about you. Maybe that you value function over fashion, or that you respect tradition but demand modern reliability. It's not so much about blending in, rather it's about standing out for the right reasons. 2, it's a true spiritual successor to the Defender. If you ever owned or loved a classic Defender, but wanted something without the leaks and the electrical gremlins, the Grenadier is the answer. It captures the essence of the Defender without the drawbacks. It's proving to be a good karma car too. People smile when they see it. They feel comfortable to ask questions and are interested and curious. I've never heard negative comments about my Grenadier. Exclusivity. Not just another Jeep or Bronco. In a world filled with Wranglers, Broncos, and luxury SUVs, the Grenadier is different. It's not just another off-the-lot purchase. It's a vehicle for those who know that they want one. Nobody just falls into a dealer lot taking a Grenadier home instead of something else. Yet I often hear from people calling the Grenadier a flop because the sales are low. And yes, while I do think INEOS would wish for them to be a tad higher, they realistically don't want the Grenadier to be a mass market vehicle, at least not yet. It's simply not for everybody. And most owners are okay with that. I foresee the Grenadier heading up market with features and price, and you should know that they are tweaking the recipe to broaden that appeal as I speak. Number 4, adventure ready from day one. No need to spend thousands on aftermarket upgrades. With its built-in off-road prowess, the Grenadier is truly ready for adventure straight from the factory. Yet, it's also a blank canvas for customization and adaptation for your special needs. Addressing the critics, price versus value. I receive a lot of comments from viewers that the Grenadier is simply too much money for what you get. However, I'm not going to take a position on that because I'm somebody who stepped up and bought one. Yes, the base Grenadier starts at around $75,000 US, with the more desirable and what I consider to be the real base models being the Trial Master and Field Master editions, which begin at $83,000. But let's compare it to a few of its competitors. The Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 Final Edition at an eye-watering price of $101,980. I find it interesting that Jeep tries to have a price point for every possible buyer, ranging from a low of $34,000 up to that Rubicon 392 at almost $102,000. Is it better than a Grenadier? Is it more exclusive than a Grenadier? Well, in the first 11 months of 2024, a reported 135,500 Wranglers have been sold in the US. So it is popular, but not so exclusive. Next, we have the Land Rover Defender 110, which starts at around $70,000 US and goes to well over $150,000 with the new V8 Octa. It's clearly a capable contender, but it's now clearly a mass market vehicle with a different appeal, and nothing like its legendary predecessor. A little over 25,000 Defenders were sold in the US in the first 11 months of 2024. I like the new Defender, but frankly it reminds me of my old Land Rover Discovery 2 that I had back in 2001. And now this one seems to be more like the Discovery Mark 6 instead of the Defender Mark 2. Just my opinion. Next, we have the Toyota Land Cruiser, ranging from $58,000 up to about $64,000, and it's quite capable, but lacks the rugged build and panache of the Grenadier. Still, 22,400 units were sold in the US in the first 11 months of 2024. The Lexus GX550, the posh relative of the Land Cruiser, which goes from $65,000 to roughly $82,000. 28,800 units were sold in the first 11 months of 2024. I have viewers that tell me I should have bought one of these instead, and I don't get it. The Lexus and the Grenadier are almost polar opposites to me. Then we have the Ford Bronco Raptor, which starts at $92,000, and roughly 95,500 Broncos were sold in the US in the first 11 months of 2024. They look cool, and you can take the doors off, but is it better than a Grenadier? In some ways, maybe, and in many others, probably not. I'm not here to bash or defend any brand. I'm mainly pointing out that all of these 4x4s are expensive, and the comments I get about the Grenadier being too expensive feel like they're based in disappointment rather than in comparison, because everything in this list is expensive these days. Then we come back to the INEOS claims that they have sold about 8,000 Grenadiers in the US in 2024, and a press mention of greater than 20,000 Grenadiers on the roads worldwide. I feel like the Grenadier plays in a much different sandbox than many of the other models that I mentioned. While some of these competitors' options may be cheaper or more powerful, none of them offer the same blend of durability, simplicity, uniqueness, and purpose-built off-road capability as the Grenadier. And then there's the warranty. You should also note that in the US, INEOS currently offers the longest warranty of 5 years, 60,000 miles, while most others offer a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, or the Lexus and Land Rover, which offer a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty. I can't say that INEOS will always offer this warranty, but it's early days for them still, and they're working to prove themselves and assure customers that the built-on-purpose INEOS Grenadier is also well built. So that's one for the logical side of the argument. So who should and shouldn't buy a Grenadier? Well, you should buy it if you want a purpose-built off-roader that prioritizes function over blatant luxury. You plan to use it for overlanding, farm work, or real off-road adventures. You appreciate the uniqueness and heritage and exclusivity. You love the classic looks and just know that it suits you. And you should skip it if you want a daily driver that's got cutting-edge tech and luxury features. Or you're looking for the best fuel economy. Remember, the Grenadier is heavy and boxy. Or you'd rather have a mass-market SUV with more dealership support. INEOS currently has 27 dealerships in the US and 2 in Canada, and is planning to expand that with 9 more in the US and 2 in Canada in the year 2025. But that's not like having 4 Ford dealerships in town or nearby. So, is it worth buying? At the end of the day, the Grenadier simply isn't for everyone. It's not trying to be the cheapest, the fastest, or the most luxurious. But if you want a unique, no-nonsense, go-anywhere, unapologetically capable 4x4, even if you're someone like me whose idea of off-road is pulling into the driveway of a suburban home, then yes, the INEOS Grenadier might just be the perfect vehicle for you. You'll just know if it's right for you. I enjoy my Grenadier, and I'm the poster child for daily driver on-road use of the Grenadier, to which it's quite well suited, with a few quirks here and there. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what got you interested in the Grenadier or the Quartermaster, and why you think it might be the right choice for you, and anything else that you've been comparing it to. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.